is time for the first federal program. Of course, Evan, you've already been on the air this morning.
That's right. Yeah, I got a little extra time this morning.
You're warmed up and ready to rock.
Let's make a habit of it. That was awesome.
I think we need to.
I'm just enjoying standing here under the new awning on 8th Street.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Reminds me of Big,
Yeah.
that movie. Yeah, Tom
Okay.
Hanks.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Okay.
It's the big piano.
Good. I'm glad we remind you of
Okay.
something.
We got a great show this morning.
We do.
Chilly air means football's here. That's one good thing.
Yes.
About the summer ending. So gotta no, we're not doing Go Packers. That's strictly
Too late, you
for
said it. Even you said it.
Freudian insertion into my mind. The Bell game is tonight. That's what I was going to talk about. Tippy Valley and Rochester Zebras. This one's going to be at Smith Bibler Memorial Field at Tippecanoe Valley. What time's that start, Paul?
6:30 pregame.
Okay. It's always a fun event. Limited number of tickets. I think you got to contact the school to get tickets.
Yes, you. There will be no tickets available at the door. You have
Okay.
to show up with the ticket in hand.
You could kind of maybe tailgate outside somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
That may not be authorized. I wouldn't recommend that. And Big Ten football's coming back.
It
Did you
is.
see that?
I did.
October 23rd and 24th will be the first weekend. They can start practicing right now. And they've got a pretty extensive safety plan that everybody felt comfortable with. So that's great news. There's 14 teams in the Big Ten now. It's kind of, still
Not
kind of
really
strange.
10.
Yeah.
You know.
Midwest math.
Yeah, that's right. They're all going to play 8 games in 8 weeks. And then there'll be the last weekend of the conference season will be the championship game in Indianapolis on December 19th. And then each team's going to get to play one more game against someone based on the rankings, I think. So that'll get them all ready and eligible for the bowl games in late December and January. So that seems like a big positive. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy and I feel happy for the players who probably felt like they were really losing out on something, and then they see lots of other football going on, and
Yeah.
I'm glad they could figure something out. Hey, you've heard a strange voice already this morning from Terry Lee. We're going to be doing an interview with Renee Frenger and Terry Lee later with Times Theater Incorporated, local nonprofit. We want to hear what's going on. We've seen some stuff coming off the building there on Main Street. So we love our Times Theater, and we're excited to get an update from Terry and Renee on that. And that goes back to our trivia question this morning.
Okay. What
Paul,
you got?
let's see about your Rochester history. The Times Theater, under a different name, was opened in Rochester in what year? 1924, 1935, or 1942?
Okay.
All right. Other local sports, Winnemax hosting North Judson St. Pierre tonight, and Caston is at LaVille. LaVille got a little late start to the season, so they're in action now, which is great. And in NFL news, we had some NFL games last weekend.
We did.
Not real good for the Colts.
No.
They did do well for a little while, but
Yeah. Let's see if they can make it up this weekend.
yep, they need to throw to the right team and then play a little better defense, I think. They're hosting the Vikings,
Yes.
a little interconference matchup. And the Bears are going to host the Giants. We're not talking about the Packers. I don't even know who they're playing. It doesn't matter.
Detroit.
It's going to be a fun season, I think. And they've also made great efforts to keep everyone healthy. A lot of these sports leagues are testing everybody every day.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Non-stop.
With some rapid result tests. Sounds nice. So those games are on Sunday. Notre Dame's in action tomorrow. They've moved from number 10 to number 7 in the nation. They're going to host University of South Florida in South Bend, Indiana. And one of the golf's major tournaments started yesterday. I don't know if you caught that. U.S. Open.
I did not pitch that.
This is typically one of the harder tournaments of the year, scoring-wise, because the U.S. Open, they always let the rough grow up right over your shoes.
Yeah.
You don't get it in the fairway, you take some chances, you might pay for it. So it's at Winged Foot in New York. Never been there, but they've had U.S. Opens there in the past, and some of them, the winner didn't even get under par. So it's a struggle and futility maybe.
Sounds that way.
But after the first round, there were a lot of people. The leaders 5 under, so maybe they had some good conditions yesterday or something.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Tanner about that next week.
He'll have some insight for us next week. He's probably there now. Who are we
Probably.
kidding? Now we know where he is.
Yeah.
Tanner, come home when it's over, please. Well, I did squeeze some Tanner tidbits out of him before he left last Friday, so I do have some information about today. On this day in 1848, baseball rules changed, and first basemen were allowed to tag the base for an out instead of tagging the runner sprinting towards them.
Ah,
Yeah, didn't know
makes it a
that.
little bit safer.
Yeah, maybe avoided some collisions.
Yeah.
I wish there was TV back then. That would have been interesting.
Right.
Now I know why all the fans started going to the games.
Yeah.
Probably curbed attendance for a couple of years until they got used to it. On this day in 1851, the New York Times started publishing a newspaper. On this day in 1927, the Columbia Broadcasting System went on the air. You know what network that is?
Yes, CBS.
Okay, just checking. That was my backup trivia question, but I thought it was too easy. On this day in 1996, Roger Clemens tied his own Major League Baseball record of 20 strikeouts in a game. That's pretty significant because I think there's only 27 outs in a game. So if you get 20 of them by strikeout, you're really swinging it.
Yeah.
There's other guys that have done it since. That's Kerry Wood for the Cubs. Go Cubs. Randy Johnson. I don't remember if he was on the Diamondbacks or what team he was on when he did that. Or the Yankees. And Max Scherzer. He's kind of the recent guy that's been really dominant. So it's still a pretty unique set of players that have achieved 20 strikeouts in a game. When Kerry Wood did it, he was a rookie. It's really unexpected. Okay, today is Tradesman Day, Cheeseburger Day. I've heard the best cheeseburger in town's at the Streamliner.
CBIT.
Yeah, I wonder if you guys know. BCIT.
Okay.
Midwest spelling. Midwestern spelling. Hug Your Boss Day. That one might be scratched out right now, this time. I'm not sure you're supposed to
If
touch.
you're hanging out with your boss every day anyway.
Well, that's a good point.
It's a virtual hug.
You know, that's
Yeah.
a you choice. You choose that one if you want to do that. First Love Day.
Yeah.
Might have taken your first love to the Times Theater back in the day.
I did not.
That's not autobiographical, I'm just saying. Concussion Awareness Day. That probably goes with all the football too.
Yeah.
Read an ebook day. You can do that on your phone. Hug a greeting card writer day. If you can find them.
Wow.
And Respect Day. That might be named after Aretha Franklin. And Water Monitoring Day. I'm not sure if that's for consumption or quality or what. Might as well do all of the above, I think. Okay, upcoming events this weekend. Tomorrow starts Akron's community-wide garage sale.
Yes.
That's always a big deal. Find some nice items there. You know, Emily and I had inherited some old china that we had, and not many people are using china plates and cups
Right.
anymore. And you got to store them, and then
Yeah.
you can't put them in the dish. So they're just not, you're not having big formal meals. But it's hard to find a place to take that.
Yes.
It may have some value, but that's interesting. So maybe you'll find some china at the garage sales. So that would be good.
I have a whole hutch full of it.
Oh, you've got some too.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
My wife inherited a bunch of it.
we found a place to take it. So if we need to borrow some, Paul, I'm gonna come your way.
Okay.
Fulton County 4-H Fair Association and the 4-H Council's having a fish and tenderloin fry fundraiser tomorrow at the fairgrounds, and that's 4 to 7:30. Carry out only for a fundraiser. And then we've got a Red Cross blood drive that's being hosted from 11 to 5 next Tuesday at the St. Joseph Parish Hall on Main Street. So you got an opportunity to get some fried fish and tenderloins and then give some blood a few days later. That's good. We do want to offer some congratulations to our friends Fred and Joyce Jones for celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary on September 13th. Nice milestone.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And I forgot to do something, Paul. Let's jump back. I don't know if Jody, if we got a picture of these shredding claws.
From that last week.
Yeah, I promised you these.
Yeah.
So I want to make good on this, but these are some meat shredding claws that Paul's been hearing about. We gave those away with free checking accounts over the last 7 weeks, so we got an extra pair for you.
Yes, I told my wife they were coming, and she went, "Really?"
She didn't believe me.
No,
not.
not.
Oh my gosh.
No, that I chose them.
Oh, right. Well, you have to show them off this weekend. So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Start
Oh yeah, we'll have some
shredding
or something
everything.
this weekend.
Shred anything you got, chicken, whatever.
Yeah.
Might ask her first.
It's the weekend I cook.
Oh, good. That's good. Okay, money news. The Dow Jones is up 183 this week. Over the last 30 days, it's kind of just been about flat, though. So, interesting to see where it goes from here. The Federal Reserve, we talk about the Federal Reserve sometimes on our show. They have a lot of influence in our economy using some interest rate levers that they've got and money supply. So they do have a big effect on other things in our economy. And right now, they've lowered rates due to the pandemic to make things a little bit easier, to keep the economy going, take some of the barriers away. And so they're holding their key interest rate it's almost at zero right now.
Oh wow.
And so they meet every month or two, and they gave some signs this week when they met that they're going to be really probably expecting to hold interest rates really low for 2 to 3 years. And the markets are really always wanting to hear what they have to say about the expectations, because that's really what the financial markets are, is they're looking forward and predicting values. So it was interesting that they talked about rates that low for that long, and the way they're looking at things is slightly different than what they have done for the last 40 years. So some big information there. They want maximum employment, which would be unemployment below 3.5%. So they're kind of keeping rates low until we get to that point. And they want inflation to be at 2% average. So they want to allow, when inflation happens, that's good for the economy, but you don't want too much of it.
Right.
That's the tricky part. So they want it to average 2%, and they're going to they may let it get above 2% in order for that to be an average of 2. So that's pretty big news. And I think it means for us that lots of credit borrowing rates are going to stay lower for a couple more years. And that's just something good to know as a consumer, as you're managing your own finances. Well, First Federal, we had Jody Wynn on. Jody, thanks for helping this week.
Absolutely.
Tanner gone, Jody's doing our filming on Facebook for us. And she was on last week talking about a lot of our deposit products and services. One of them that's new is we joined the MoneyPass ATM network. And now you can use your First Federal debit card at, I think it's over 30,000 ATMs nationally without getting any fees. And we're excited about that offering for our customers. And you can get the MoneyPass app and do a quick search based on your current location or a different location you're going to be and find out where you could get some cash, which is really helpful. Or you can go to moneypass.com and do the same thing. So we're really excited about that. Of course, we're also excited about home loans right now. Thinking of those interest rates, home loan interest rates are extremely low right now too. And so it's a great time to purchase a home. You can maybe even afford a little bit higher price of a home for the same payment as you would have a couple years ago with a higher interest rate. So it's something to think about. We're really experts at helping you look at that whole scenario and coming up with the comfortable value for maybe the home that would fit in with your budget and your finances. And so you can talk to Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson here in Rochester, and it doesn't cost anything for us to just sit down and help you look forward on what might work for you with the home loan. We really think homeownership's the American dream, and so we take a lot of pride in helping our customers and those in our communities with that big decision in their life, that's the biggest financial decision you'll probably make.
Yes.
And it's a privilege to be part of that. We enjoy that whole process of working with you. So 223-2128 if you'd like to speak with Ben or Stacy and set up an appointment. We do have simply free checking accounts. We're not giving away the meat clause anymore, but this week or next we may have a few extras. If you open a checking account, you might be able to request those. We'll see if Paul gives them a thumbs up next week
For sure.
and how they work. But Jody, what's our gift this week?
The mini crock pot.
Mini crock pot, just in time for tailgating season.
Yeah.
So you might need, man, refer someone. I'll get you the crock pot, Paul, to go with the meat clause. See the
Anybody
hook there?
listening, go open an account now. Tell them Paul sent you.
There you go. Working for that crock pot. You come in, we'd love to give you a free gift. It's for opening account, it's also for referring someone like Paul just did. We do offer commercial lending for businesses. Lindy Breeden heads up that area for us here in Rochester. You can give him a call, 223-2128. And also financial services. The other big decision you make in your life is how to prepare for retirement. It can be a daunting view on how you're going to get to a target or what the target should be. So you can talk to Brian Bell or Mark Bluebaugh here in Rochester, set up an appointment with them. And they also enjoy just sitting down with you, talking about what might work, giving you some ideas to think about, and that doesn't cost anything for a consultation like that either. We really enjoy doing that. 223-2128 to talk to Brian or Mark. And we'd love to have you like us on Facebook. You can watch this show every week. It's pretty fun. Hi, everybody. Facebook Live. And then we also put that video later on LinkedIn. And you can see it on our Facebook page afterwards anytime. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I think even Instagram we get the video on there.
I think so too.
Now too, since they started allowing videos. So we're enjoying all that. We have a YouTube channel as well. So keep track of us. We put up all kinds of information there about things that are happening in the community, things we're involved with, and things about the bank. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We're very proud of that. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers for loans must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. And our NMLS number is 399927. Okay, we're getting to the fun part of our show now. We're joined by Terry Lee and Renee Frenger of the Times Theater Incorporated. And we've been noticing lots of interesting things going on Main Street as a whole. And we remember that there was a kind of a facade program last year that the Downtown Partnership had applied for, the City of Rochester had applied for and received. It's really cool to see a lot of things going on there, but the Times Theater also has some things going on out front.
Yeah, that the grant you're talking about, the Main Street Revitalization Program grant from OCRA, the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. I think we have 6 or 7 buildings seeing some renovations because of that. The theater is one of those. Through this grant, we were able to get the old stone veneer taken off. So we're going to put a brick veneer back on that matches the original brick of the building.
Oh, that's great.
Or the older brick of the building. New windows on the front, around the doors, around the storefronts, and on the north side. Does not include the marquee. Does not include the box office or the entryway to the theater, but the rest of the facade on the theater building is getting a nice makeover.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember now, the way it looks now, I don't even remember exactly what the stone veneer looked like exactly, because this looks really natural.
We've got some of that left over.
Oh,
Evan, if
maybe
you wanna
for my
see
house or something.
Yeah.
First Federal, in case we need to patch this up.
landscaping or something. Yeah.
What a great idea.
I'm not sure when that was put on, the 80s, 70s?
Late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to take it back to the original brick look.
Okay. Tell us about Times Theater Incorporated just a little bit, Renee and Terry. This is an organization that kind of took over the theater ownership, and just tell us a little bit about the vision and what we're doing there.
Renee, you want me to go?
Go for it.
Okay. So we've had since Dr. Hoff donated the building to an organization that would reopen it as a theater or as a place to show movies. We've actually been through a couple of different boards. The first board that was formed after we received it did a lot of work on tear out. The seats were old and moldy, and so the first group took the center wall down between the two theaters, or between the two cinemas. So it's just one big open theater space in there now. We got all the old seats out. They did some additional tear out, and then we had sort of a second group, I guess you'd say, Renee, that came together and did some marketing, prepared a marketing report, architectural report, so we knew what we were dealing with. Then I guess the third group was Renee coming in as president, and we finished up the architect's report. We had a $4.5 million project on our hands, and as a board we had to make a decision what we were going to do. Paul, unless you're going to write us a big check.
Yeah, you heard the air went out of the studio when you said that number, Terry.
Until we hit that winning lottery ticket, we just thought, the best thing to do is to just get it open. What are the things we need to do to get the building open for public use, for performances? And we were starting to hack away at that last year when the roof blew off. Fortunately, our insurance paid a big chunk of that, and we had some donations locally to help us get to replacing the roof. So we've got a new roof on the back part of the building over the auditorium. It doesn't include the roof over the apartment up front, but the roof is on, which is nice going into winter to know that.
And we do not have any leaks in the apartment.
No, yeah, we've had some repairs done over the apartment, so we're dry, which is really good.
That's actually kind of a nice catalyst event to get that roof part finished, as it turns out.
Yeah, we maybe needed a roof.
So that
we got one.
Kind of gets you a step forward.
Which is nice. So now we actually took that opportunity to put more insulation in the roof than we had. And it's just, obviously it's a new roof versus a roof that was 50 years old maybe. So
I remember as a kid going to movies, one cinema or the other, lots of Disney movies when I was young.
Yeah.
I think I saw Home Alone 2 or 3 times there when that came out. I was at the right age, but I didn't know it used to be a single venue, like a single theater. And so I have been in there to see it since the wall's been taken down, and boy, that really opens your eyes to some possibilities. And
the old stage is there.
Yes. I didn't know there was a stage there. I just
I didn't
watched
either.
movies.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
And this, getting back to getting the building open, we looked at our architect's report, we looked at engineers' reports, we talked to Casey with planning, and we said, okay, what are the things we need to get done to get it open? And the stage was one of them. We have to go underneath the stage structurally to support it, which was kind of a big job to begin with. We had one engineer tell us we had to do a lot of stuff. It was really going to be burdensome. But we have another engineer that looked at it differently. We got our state construction design release for that approved already.
Oh, great.
So we have our plan for structurally supporting the stage, because we do see using the stage in the future. The restrooms, I'm not that big of a guy, but I'd have to turn sideways to get into the men's room. So we're actually knocking out a little storage closet right across from the concession stand to put in an ADA bathroom, and then we're going to revamp the 2 existing bathrooms, and a couple of other structural issues to take care of. Work in the auditorium area, cleaning, painting, curtains. We got some with Rochester High School renovating their auditorium. Every time they said, "Do you want this?" we'd go, "Well, we don't know what that is or what that goes for. We'll take it."
Yeah. Yes, we'll take it.
So we've got lights, we've got sound equipment, we've got
Good timing.
curtains. We're not sure we're going to be able to use all of it, but we'll that's kind of what we're putting together.
I kind of like the approach you guys have taken with, hey, let's get this to where we can have people come in. When you come in, I think the impact is great. And for local people wondering, okay, can we do anything with this? I would encourage once you guys get this open to attend something, see the full scope of this. And I think it kind of stirs something in you about our past pride and our history. It's always nice to see downtown, an old theater kind of gives you that just a nice historical look. So even just seeing the building with the marquee, and I know the marquee will need some work at some point, but retaining all that is just such a neat thing, I think, for our community. I appreciate what you guys are doing on that. So tell us about the reopening. You're fundraising for this now.
Right.
give us some idea on kind of $4.5 million. Okay, let's skip that for right now. So what are we looking at, Terry, for getting some of those things done you talked about?
Yeah, so with we needed a little bit of extra funding for the roof, the structural support for the stage, the restrooms, concession stand build out, work in the auditorium, ceiling work in the auditorium. We have a budget of $50,000 for everything we need to get open. We presented the plan to the Community Foundation 3 weeks ago.
Middle of
About
August. Yeah.
middle of August, and it was great because we got more than we expected from the Community Foundation. We got a $25,000 matching opportunity. So basically, if we can come up with $25,000, they'll match the $25,000. So since that time, we were able to get a $12,500 donation from a corporate, a business here in Fulton County that wanted to stay anonymous. We got $12,500, so that was half of the match we needed right there. Who was it? Evan and Emily Gottschalk that chipped in
Stop it.
$1,000.
Yes.
Let me look at my list here. Anita, Du Bois, and Fred's Abstract, $1,000. Wendell Barris gave us $500. Tommy Barris gave us $600. Green Oak, Ann, and Steve Furnival and Green Oak gave us another $600. Right?
That's correct. Yes.
So we are, what are we at? Just under $9,000 to meet the goal of matching the $25,000 from the Community Foundation and having all the money we need to get it open. Now, it's not going to be the Taj Mahal when we get it open for $50,000, but it'll be functional. We'll have the bathrooms in.
The electrical will be upgraded.
We have some work we have to do on the electrical to upgrade that. Covenant Lingenfelter is applying for a $2,500 grant for work other than the $50,000 from Lily, since she was a Lily Scholar, so we hope she's successful with that. So yeah, we're a little under $9,000, and we really haven't started making a lot of calls or efforts yet. We went to the first company, and they gave us, again, more than we were expecting, the $12,500. And we've made a few calls, and everyone we've talked to has been like, yeah, this is really great. Keep moving.
That's
Here's
awesome.
500 or 600 or 1,000 or whatever. So, you know, in addition to that, we have monthly expenses. I think our insurance on the building is $500 a month. Our gas, just for basic service, is almost $200 a month, even without using gas.
Oh man, so that doesn't count winter time.
Yeah, so it doesn't count
That's
winter
just
time.
strictly being a commercial building.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got more than one meter for different, like the record farm, and and we have to, you know, the apartment and then the actual auditorium. So we have like three or four accounts. So just the basic services are $200. So we're $800 or $900 a month, and just standing, you know, operating costs just to have the building insured and keeping it warm, keep the water on, and so forth. But then we have the income. Record Farm is a tenant, so they pay some rent. You know, we've Nick Sager's done a great job with you know, leasing out the marquee. Happy birthday, happy anniversary.
Yeah, we enjoy seeing those.
Oh,
That's become a neat little social thing here in the community.
God bless Nick and Adam for
Yeah,
changing
Adam,
out.
yeah.
Oh, those don't just flip over on their own to what you wanted to say.
Yeah, we've got a lot of background help between Nick and Adam.
That's awesome.
So that helps get us toward the $800 a month, and then we have fundraisers. The board, you know, we've had several fundraisers that we've had to cancel because of COVID. But Covenant Lingenfelter, her brother Cassidy, did 3 concerts for us this summer. The Chokers.
That's right.
They have other friends in the band. Robbie Rittman, who's actually from the West Coast. I think Sam Adams played with the group here at Uncork a couple of weeks ago. I think they raised $2,000.
Wow.
$2,000 this
This
summer.
summer, yeah.
That's
totally,
great.
yes.
And that's just
Oh,
going
yes.
toward our expenses. So
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
you know, allows us to pay NIPSCO and
It's fundraising. It's also really fun.
Yeah,
and
they
it
are.
meets our
They're
mission.
great.
And
Yeah.
it helps meet our mission
That's
because
right.
we're about bringing entertainment and performances and theater to the community. So
We're speaking with Terry Lee and Renee Frenger from Times Theater Incorporated about plans with the Rochester Times Theater, and enjoy hearing the update that you guys have. And we wanted to participate. First Federal Savings Week wanted to make a donation of $5,000 towards the match.
Oh,
We'll
thank
present
you.
that to you, Renee.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for all the hard
Thank you,
work and
guys.
effort that you guys have been putting in for several years on this project.
Yeah, it has been several years.
Terry's been
great.
in the background for,
We're under $4,000 now on getting it
Yes.
open, so.
We want to
That's
encourage
great.
others in the community that are interested in this project moving forward and having a really neat classic venue to do some things in here in Fulton County, to also consider making that donation. How can they get a hold of somebody to make that donation?
They can make it through the community foundation, right?
Right.
Through one of the funds, or
you can get a hold of me. My phone number's listed on our Facebook page and any advertising, but it's 574-835-0202. I'll happily make arrangements to meet with anybody, talk with them if they'd like.
And yeah, and they should like the Facebook page too,
Yes.
definitely, please.
Yes.
to
Reach
follow
out to
along
us.
and keep in touch. Well, thank you so much. And then, of course, any organizations or individuals that want to put something on the marquee can do the same.
Right.
Great. We
Yeah.
appreciate having you guys in. Any other tidbits we didn't get covered, Terry?
Once we get the final funding, to get it open, we're probably, Ray Dousman has been our project manager, and, he thinks we're, 4 months or so, once we get the funds for all the work, we're 3 or 4 months from getting the place open.
I'm hearing spring concert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm hearing
Christine
too.
Walsh with our, on our board is working on sort of the grand opening plans, and
Yes.
we don't know exactly when that's gonna be, we're not gonna put a date on it yet, but,
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
So we'll be in there pretty soon, is the plan.
Sounds like it's going to happen, and we're thrilled.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks
Yeah,
for
Now the
having me.
important question,
Yes.
is the arcade game staying in?
So do you want to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade?
Well, yeah, that was your favorite part, waiting on the movie to start, you went and played a quick game.
Yeah, I plugged a few quarters in there too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's get to our trivia question about the Times Theater. The Times Theater, under another name, was opened in Rochester in what year? 1935, or 1942?
24.
That's correct. You know what the theater was called?
Not off the top of my head.
The Charbel.
Charbel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to
Makes me
pronounce
think of
it.
Charbettes too,
Mhm.
which is a
Charbettes,
good ice
right,
cream
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But the Charbel Theater, that's great. Okay, Paul, way to go.
I'll take it.
Well, I want to thank the Fulton County Historical Society helping me with that trivia question. I couldn't find the presentation Terry had sent me before with that information. So, and Lindy Breeden helped me out running down that, and then Lindy also helped with this quote this morning from Red Skelton. No matter what your heartache may be, laughing helps you forget it for a few seconds.
All right. With that,
Thank you, Terry and Renee, and thank you, Paul.
Yeah, we'll see you guys
Thank
next
you.
week.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Evan.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.